let's have a look at how to expand expressions. So that is to simplify or expand expressions that involve brackets. Okay, so we at times like to get rid of brackets. Now the way to do that is quite simple. What we need to do initially, 7 times p, and then 7 times 4. Now what this whole expression is, this expression is referring to, is that p plus 4 is being multiplied by itself 7 times. So if we have a look in an expanded way, okay, we've got p plus 4 plus 4. Okay, so we've got 7 lots of p plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we can collect all the like terms. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can collect all the like terms up. So p plus p plus p plus p plus p plus p plus p. So 7p. Now 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, or in the simpler term 4 times 7, okay, is going to equal to 28. Now that's in its expanded version. However, we can do it much simply. 7 times p is 7p. 7 times 4 equals 28. Now, I'm only going to do the expanded version of this for the first one. Let's have a look at the second one, but let's not expand it. Let's draw our arrows in, and this is what I want you to do. Okay, always draw these arrows just while you're trying to figure out how to do this quite confidently. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 5. Now remember, whenever we're timesing a positive and a negative together, we're going to get a negative. How do we, now we can prove that. 3 times negative 5, okay, negative 15. Okay, very, very important. If we just did 3 times 5, and we would put positive 15 here, that would be incorrect, because we're not timesing it by positive 5, we're timesing it by negative 5. Coming over here to the third example, again, always putting in our arrows. Okay, makes it a lot simpler for ourselves. And then read it out aloud to yourself. 5 times 2m. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times, and then 5 times m. Okay, we need the m in there. So 5 times 2m is 10m. 5 times negative 7, okay, is negative 35. Drawing in our arrows. So it's the same process, no matter what this actually looks like. Okay, what's in these expressions, it's always going to be the same process. Minus 2 times a, minus 2a, minus 2 times 3. Okay, we're timesing a negative and a positive together, which means that we're going to have a negative. Negative 6. Okay, again, if you're unsure on that, minus 2 times 3. Okay, that's our answer. Now, looking at all of these, we can't simplify them anymore. We can't simplify 7p plus 28. These are unlike terms, so this is in its simplest form. If this was 7p plus 28p, we would, yes, of course, simplify it. We want to give our answer always in its simplest form. But this is the simplest form for each of these expressions. Now this one's a little bit different. I'm going to expand this one so you know what it means. If it has a negative sign there, this indicates that it is -1. But you remember in algebra, we never write, okay, this. Okay, writing negative, okay, is good enough to indicate that it means -1. So whenever you see that, it means -1. So again, drawing in my arrows. So -1 times 4d. Okay, that's going to be -4d. Negative times -2. So -1 times -2. If we're timesing two negatives together, that will equal a positive. -1 times -2, that equals 2. So plus 2. Okay, again, can't simplify that anymore. That is our answer. Now, we have a pronumeral here. Doesn't matter. Okay, we're timesing. Remember, timesing is one of the easiest strategies in simplifying and condensing our algebraic expressions. Let's read it out. W times 9w. Now, there's a slight trick here. Okay, we're not using any other numbers, so it has to be 9, but we're timesing a w and a w together. So that doesn't mean it's 2w. Okay, we're not plussing it. We are timesing it, which makes that to the power of 2. Okay, w times w. Now, w times -1. So let's for all intents and purposes assume that w is 1. What would be 1 times -1? Okay, that would be -1. We're not. We don't know what this is. Okay, so it is simply -w. Okay, because when we're timesing -1 by w, okay, we're going to get -w. Okay, with whatever that number is. Now, these are unlike terms. They do not have the same power. We're not multiplying or dividing these, so we cannot condense these even more. But what happens when we have a few more terms in our expression, making it seem a bit more complicated? Our first step in this type of question is to get rid of our brackets. We're always going to get rid of our brackets first so that we know what we're dealing with. Now, if I draw an invisible line straight down the center, okay, I've got 2 halves of what we've just done up here. So all I need to do is repeat my process twice, as such. 2 times x, 2x plus 2 times 5, which is 10. Now, I can't forget about my plus sign there, so I need to just drag that straight down. 6 times x equals 6x. 6 times -4, okay, which equals -24. Okay, remember, a positive timesing by a negative equals a negative. Now, looking at this answer looks very different to these answers. We've got to go that one step further and simplify this expression. Now, we know how to simplify this expression because we go back to what we've done in the previous videos. Okay, let's circle our like terms. Okay, now you can either circle them or you can highlight them. Okay, whichever method works for you. Now, 2x plus 6x. Now, why are these like terms? Because they have the same pronumeral. You'll notice the 10 and the -24 do not have pronumerals, therefore they're not like terms with these two. So 2x plus 6x equals 8x. Now 10 plus 10 minus 24. Okay, so we've got a positive here. Okay, so we're shifting it more towards 0. So if we're thinking about a number line, okay, the other way you can work this out is by going like this. Okay, 10 minus 24 equals minus 14. It's very important to get this sign right. Now let's have a look at this. So let's draw a dotted line. Okay. Now 9k, okay, doesn't have any association with brackets. So this comes straight down. Okay, we don't need to touch this. Now let's have a look at our brackets. Okay, we want to get rid of them. Okay, make things a bit messy while they're in this form. Minus 4 times k. So minus 4k minus 4 times minus 3. Remember, a minus times a minus equals a plus. It's going to be plus 12. Coming through, let's circle our like terms. 9k minus 4k equals 5k plus 12. We haven't got any more like terms in this. Okay, so this is in its simplest form. Now looking at this, again, let's draw that line. Okay, this has no association with a bracket, so we can shift this straight down. Now this one's a little bit trickier. Remember up here, where we see that negative sign, and we automatically know that it means -1. That is true over here. Okay, so let's draw our arrows. We know that this is -1. Okay, so -1 times p is going to equal -p. Now -1 times 6 equals -6. Now let's circle our like terms. 3p minus p equals 2p minus 6.